Okay, it's been a while since I've done a video, a few days, but we're going to just jump right into this. This is an awesome chapter, Zechariah chapter 3, and in order to understand this, you need to understand who Joshua is in this passage. Joshua from the Hebrew is Yehoshua. Yehoshua is an older form of Yeshua. Yeshua is the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Yehoshua means Yah is salvation. But the point is if you understand who Joshua is in this passage, or who it's referring to prophetically, this chapter will open up to you a lot better. Let's get right into it. Zechariah chapter 3, verse 1, and he showed me Yehoshua. Joshua, he showed me Jesus, the Lord Jesus Christ. That's who this is talking about. The high priest, after the order of Melchizedek, standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. Satan, or Satan in the Hebrew, means adversary. Verse 2, and the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuke thee, O Satan. Even the Lord that hath chosen Jerusalem rebuke thee. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire? Verse 3, let's keep this simple. Now, Jesus, Yehoshua, an older form of Yeshua, Jesus, was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. These filthy garments are the sins of the world, or symbolic thereof. I hope I'm not confusing anybody that hears this video. I'm not saying that Jesus and Joshua are the same person. I'm saying that the Hebrew name for Jesus, Yeshua, is a modern form of Yehoshua. That's what I'm saying. Joshua in this passage is not Joshua of the Old Testament. This is talking about the Lord Jesus Christ. Verse 3 again, now Jesus, or Joshua, was clothed with the sins of the world and stood before the angel. Verse 4, and he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments from him. And unto him he said, behold, I have caused thy iniquity to pass from thee, and I will clothe thee with change of raiment. Take away the filthy garments, because we have forgiveness of sins. When he died on the cross, his blood shed, he was the lamb sacrificed during Passover. I'll throw that in there. Verse 5, and I said, let them set a fair mitre upon his head. So they set a fair mitre upon his head and clothed him with garments, and the angel of the Lord stood by. Verse 6, and the angel of the Lord protested, this should read testified in the Hebrew, unto Joshua, unto the Lord Jesus Christ, saying, verse 7, thus saith the Lord of hosts, if thou wilt walk in my ways, and if thou wilt keep my charge, then thou shalt also judge my house, and shalt also keep my courts, and I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by. Self-explanatory, in my opinion. Verse 8, hear now, O Jesus, O Joshua, the high priest, again, after the order of Melchizedek. Melchizedek means king of righteousness. Thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wondered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant, the branch. Further documenting who this is talking about. Verse 9, for behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave the graving thereof, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of the land in one day. What's this one day? The Lord's day, the return of the Lord Jesus Christ. Who are the 7 eyes? The 7 eyes are the 7,000 Zadok, or the election. Verse 10, in that day, what day? The Lord's day, saith the Lord of hosts, shall ye carry every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree. This is an awesome chapter. It might seem kind of deep, but it really isn't. All you need to do is do a side study to the name Jesus. For one, there's no J in Hebrew. Jesus was a Hebrew child. His mother, Mary, was from Judah and Levi. Judah is the king line, King of kings. Levi is the priest line, Lord of lords. He was a Hebrew child. His name was Yeshua in Hebrew. Yeshua is a modern form of Yehoshua. He shared the same name that Joshua had. Let's put it that way. He wasn't Joshua, literally. I don't need weird comments on my video. And Yehoshua means Yah is salvation, and he was our salvation. And the filthy garments described in this chapter are the sins of the world that he took upon himself when he was crucified on the cross. And ultimately there will be 7 eyes, the 7,000 elect, who will stand against the adversary, Satan, before the Lord's day. The false Christ comes first. Let's conclude this whole video with that. The false Christ comes first.